Today we're going to see more of the interview that I did with Randy Rothwell, and he had so much great stuff to share that day. I'm not sure how many of these we've done with him, but this is getting up there more than most people. And so Randy, part of what he shared as we talked was, I guess, really part of his philosophy, if you will, of leading worship, and how over time that changed. It kind of evolved in his mind from one place to another. And so I'm just going to let him talk to you, and then I'll come back in and talk about what he said.
Early on, when I started leading, I felt like it was kind of modeled for me and taught, and I don't know, I just assumed. I jumped in. I felt like your primary thing was you had to be kind of sort of 2 steps above everybody else. You had to be more ready, more prepared, more prayed up, more spiritual, and you had to be the cheerleader, and you had to get out there and you had to get people going. And then I realized, we're talking all about grace, but we're living totally in works here. We're like striving to get anything to happen, striving to, God, will you come and bless us? And I started just realizing that, when it comes to worshiping God and loving Him, we're just responding to the grace He's already poured out. Our worship, we're not jumping around trying to get, something to happen. God's presence is with us when we gather. He's with us all the time, but when we gather, He's there in a special way, and His grace is poured out already, and He loves us already. We're accepted. We just need to respond to what He's pouring out, and not trying to get Him to do something. So I morphed from sort of the cheerleader, getting everybody to do everything all together, 2 bits, but to just letting people just breathe, and instead of trying to pull somebody into something like it was a pep rally, it was more like, a dinner party, setting the table and saying, come on in, grab a chair, pull up. It's all free, it's all for you, come and dine kind of thing. Just enjoy God's grace poured out, and let's together discover what that looks like for us. So it took me a while to get through to that. I've been around the block a few times. I've been at this a while. It took me a while to get there, but once I did, it's kind of like I was saying about seeing a broader perspective. It's kind of like I was just looking through a little porthole, and I needed to back up and see a bigger picture of who God is and who His grace and love are in our lives.
Now, I realize that there are going to be some people that will take issue with something that he said in there. The whole idea of I'm not a cheerleader. There are times, I think, that we should be trying to bring people along with us on this journey intentionally, not just kind of allowing them if they want to. But it's part of leadership is to get people involved. I get that. At the same time, I think he makes a great point. That we kind of set the table and allow people to come in, that we not strive after it, but instead trust God. I think that's a great concept. So if you take anything out of this, what I want you to really understand is we're trusting God. We're relying on Him to bring the congregation along on this journey of worship.
Brought to you by myworshipleadingcoach.com.
Helping you to be more fully equipped as a worship leader.